All right, 4 o'clock. Great to have you. Gave you a little Lions at 3. We'll get back into it at 5. But Rico wants to bring up something. It is the story. It's like the song that will never end. It is the story that won't go away. It's a story largely right here today on October 4th that is about nothing. Nothing. You can't even, in good faith, interview people at this time. Now, you might be able to back channel. You might be able to sneak into a conference room here or there. Nobody can talk about it. Nobody who's an actual decision maker would release a list. But here we've arrived. It's the Ferris wheel known as MSU coaching search. But Rico has an angle, a way for us to bring this up.
Right.
So take it away, and I'll tell you where we're ending up.
Mike, the angle is simply this. It boils down to Michigan State coming up with their next coach. Do you have to just go safe? Do you have to find somebody who's going to make the people feel good because the last coach got caught up in some type of a scandal and you want this nice, safe pick who's going to build a program, or do you just go for it and win? Do you go big and just throw caution to the wind? New teams are coming from the Pac-12. You're on the precipice of being irrelevant. You go big, you jump back into the game. You go safe, you're everybody's homecoming team. Do you go big? Do you go safe? Because I don't understand why so many people rather go the safe route. And I'm like, you win, and you're not going to really care about what a coach did in his past lives. You want to win because you're going to be talking about victories. You're going to be talking about beating rivals. You're going to be talking about all the things that, that were fun 10 years ago. So my thing is, when it comes to the MSU coaching search, I'd rather go big than go safe.
Okay. Listen,
you're the one who kind of started overhyping this. That's why I'm like,
no. Let's do this differently. Listen to me. People, this is very simple. Do you agree this is the most important coaching hire in the modern history of Michigan State football? I think Rico and I are, yes. The waters are getting mighty deep, as Rico put it. You could be a homecoming opponent. I would argue this. The list that I've seen and the mentality of you as a fan base is the most insecure, poverty-stricken thing I've ever seen. The idea that Michigan State University, which is a top 25 public school, which is a top 25 job in this country, which is well-heeled, which has all of the sweet, sweet TV money that Rico got us. The idea that the biggest name they can go after is Mike Elko, Jake Dickert, Charles Huff. Burp, fart, sneeze. So my point is, you don't get a choice in this other than to raise your expectations, raise your demands.
See, the problem is there are people who just want they want safe because you're coming off of scandal, because of what happened with Larry Nassar. You got to go out and hire a choir boy.
Totally
You got to go
unrelated.
out and hire somebody that can make the Spartans fans feel good about their program.
It's a totally unrelated thing. I don't consider Larry Nassar when I talk football. No, they're unrelated.
No, because you don't want the articles of, you hired a scumbag. Because, Mike,
I don't care.
Mike, it's 6 degrees of Larry Nassar. Everything always goes back to Larry Nassar when it comes to this school.
Right, so I have a conscious decision. I can let that affect how I run my business, or I can ignore it. And I move forward.
Right, that's why I said, you got to go big. You have to go big, and you can't be afraid to make a mistake. Well, what if it doesn't work out? Okay, it didn't work out. It's not your money. Didn't work out the last time. It wasn't your money. You got to be able to go out here, and you have to get a coach, because if you do this wrong, you're an also-ran. You're Rutgers. You're Indiana. I think Purdue actually got a good coach, but you know what I mean. You're a team that everybody's going to line up to play you for homecoming.
I just want to ask the question, where does this poverty mindset come from? Where is it that when it comes to Michigan State football, somehow Spartan fans are not allowed to demand more? That they're not allowed to go out and make a big hire, make a splash hire? This idea like somehow Michigan State is Duke, or Michigan State is UTEP, or Michigan State is Wake Forest. It's just not accurate. So my question is, why are fans lowering the bar? Like I love, and it's whether it's people I know and conversations or you read articles, it's like, if this is the list, shut the program down. If this is the best you can do, or God help you, the best that you aspire to, shut it down.
Well, because,
raise the bar.
Because when you raise the bar, then you run into the whole, well, that's just not realistic. You just can't go get this guy. Why not? Because here's what I've learned. People, if in the last year, college football has taught you anything, you could have any player, any coach, any team, any conference that you want.
Right.
If you go after it hard enough, you can have it. Because a year ago, the Pac-12 was getting ready to celebrate 100 years. We've been around. Oh, wait, it's now over. You want teams? You can have them. You want players? Go get them out the portal. So sitting here saying, well, you can't have this person means you're small-minded. It means you don't really want to try hard. You're afraid that this person's going to say no. I don't care.
Well, and again, let me be very clear why I can say the way it should be. The problem is oftentimes the way it is. MSU does not have a cheerleader president like Michigan does. And what I say is Michigan has a president that will bend over backwards for football. We don't have it. We don't even have it.
Yeah, the new one.
Right.
Santa Ono.
Right. He understands football's place at that university. And we can mock it, but that's what we need. We do not have a highly established AD. I'm sorry, we don't. And from the things you've told me and from Allen's actions, he cares about all sports equally. Well, right off the top, this ain't Mother Russia. All right? There's not a chicken in every pot. Football and basketball run the show. Everyone else should just be happy to be invited to the party. And last point, you need a unified front. Do I think the school needs to spend, needs to be bold, needs to produce names that haven't even been talked about? Yes, I do. Do I think they're capable of it? No. Do I think they have the spine? See, you brought it up. You're not wrong in what you said. But MSU is so thin-skinned and cares, weirdly, so much about what the Detroit media says about them.
I don't understand.
What they should do is Eminem style, hockey sticks in the air, and write whatever you want.
You win games.
Because we're going to win.
Right. You win games, and nobody's questioning what your players are doing, what your coaching staff is doing, anything. All they're doing is writing about how great you are, and your quarterback's up for a Heisman, and look at all the sellouts that you're having.
But when people want to know, like, well, who do you want? I go, well, first of all, it's October 4th. So these candidates are going to unearth themselves or launch themselves out of cannons in the coming weeks. But when I see just D-list hire, oh, they should hire Lance Leopold. No. So if the best you can do as Michigan State is to hire a 60-year-old coach from Kansas, quit. You're telling your fans you're quitting. If the best you can do is shake the tree and it's forget about the nonsense of like Dan Enos. I'm talking about this idea of, oh, what about Jonathan Smith? People throw names out. They don't even make sense. Jonathan Smith has never crossed the state of Idaho. Jonathan Smith, enjoy Oregon State. If that's the best you can do as MSU, you've told me everything I need to know. So I want to know for people, where are you at with this process? Because in the coming weeks, we will get an idea of what this school is willing to do. Yeah. See, I don't care about being told no. But if you never ask, I got a problem with that.
Right, that's the thing. And it's like, well, you can't shoot for the stars. You just got to be happy with this.
But
and
why?
Because for some, they believe what you see on social media and people sit and criticize you and they're going to make fun of you. And it's like, guys, so long as they spell your name right, they're going to say stuff about you regardless.
Who cares?
You're never going. But there are some who really want to see the positive articles.
Well,
you want positive articles? Go in.
Well, let me know the next time a playoff spot is granted for an integrity score.
If that's
or
the case,
for a good person score.
Dude, if that's the case, Army and Navy will be playing for the national title every year.
Please.
That doesn't happen.
You have a decision to make as a college football program. And I'll throw the number out, 248-539-9797. You got a decision right now as a college football program. Whether you're Michigan State or otherwise, anyone hiring a coach, anyone thinking about firing a coach, your decision is this. Either jump in the water and you got to go all in on NIL, all in on selling your soul to the devil, all in on where college football's going, or shut it down. Because the lines of delineation, the haves and have-nots, It is going to be such a violent shock to fan bases in college football. The haves are going to be going at light speed, and the have-nots are being dropped off on a desert highway. Yeah. And I'm telling you, Michigan State, I don't know, you told me, what was it, up in Lansing, Graham Couch.
Right.
Oh, I don't think people would approve of what Spartan fan cares what the next coach and his proclivities are or not. We want to win. Well, this is nonsense what's been going on.
I'll simply say this. Everybody who's going to get their panties in a bunch, trust me, the team starts winning, you'll be right there saying, go green, go white. So, yeah, we got to get this choir boy.
No, we don't.
No, you don't, because you hire the choir boy and then you'll complain about, well, we keep losing. We're only 6-6. Yeah, but you didn't have any scandal.
So tell me if you've reached the same point that Rico and I have. Tell me if you have reached that point. And if you're not a Spartan fan, you have a right to an opinion. I just won't value it very much because I know your inherent bias will tell you MSU should hire the clown from Uncle Buck. I know where you're at. We have clowns like that at this station. Hey, I know. I know exactly what you believe we should do.
Morning.
Hi, I'm John. Hire Harlan Barnett. Okay, thanks, John. 248-539-9797. Rico, talk to him. We get to the calls next. 97.1.